Alright guys, just a quick video to explain training for all the open programs coming up after this year's open has finished and how it's going to look leading to into 2019 season. So I came across this functional continuum diagram when I was on a Red Pill seminar, and it works in really well with how we work a program from its off season into its peaking on in the on season. Okay. So at this side we've got the competition peak, so if it is the open, then the open is here, and then we've got all the way back, and let's say the program will be starting here, and before that it might be some movement correction where you've got an injury, or you really have some issues where you've got to strip it back and maybe take a bit more rest, play a bit of chess or something. Okay, so on that, chess would be here on the functional continuum if we were competing in the CrossFit Open, and here the only thing that can mimic a CrossFit Open really is the CrossFit Open. Okay, we can get close to that or really close to that, and this is why we did it, and it would probably sit around about here, and that might be a mock open where we went for 5 weeks. We had an open style workout, we had a leaderboard that you had to put your score on, potentially a video to record it, a judge, and try to create an environment that was as close to as possible to the open coming up a few weeks later. Okay, so when we're looking at through a competition phase, we want to be spending as much time around this area with the workouts, the WODs, event style sessions, lifting under fatigue like you're most likely to do when you're at a competition or in the open. You're going to spend as much time in and around here, okay, getting used to being kind of on the competition floor or doing qualifiers. Okay, in terms of an off season, if we come all the way back here, we're going to spend more time stripping it back and building a wider base of the basics. Depending on what program that is, that'll depend on what energy systems or the skill work or the strength phases. Okay, so when the open's finished, we're going to be spending a lot more time here than we are here. Doesn't mean we're not going to do some workouts, but a lot of the sessions will be in this area here. Okay, the bigger we can build this base, then the taller and the higher the peak when it comes to 10 months time or 12 months time when it's next year's open. Okay, and over those months in between, we're just getting it a little bit more specific, adjusting the energy systems depending on the program so that it is and it's peaking everyone towards the goal time, the game time at the end. Okay, in my experience, too many people, especially in the UK, spend too much time here, or they spend all year round in this competition phase. Okay, and then they start questioning why they're not getting better, why they're starting to get niggles, and why they're not advancing like some other people are. Okay, this stage here is great, really good fun, it's intense, it's hard work, but that's also where things could start going wrong. Okay, that's where injuries can start creeping in, we can start getting burnt out. So we need to strip it back, build on maybe some movement correction, and then build yourself back up, okay, so we can peak the next year. So like I said, too many people spend too much time there. If that's what they want, then brilliant, they can still perform at a good level as long as they look after themselves, and that's why we have the compete program. And we're going to keep it in and around that area all year round, and that is for people who want to do competitions every 6 to 8 weeks. Okay, you've got a program there to follow that's going to keep you in good competition shape, and you can compete all year round if you want. Okay, for everyone else who wants to strip it back, maybe try and make a bit more gains over the year, then they're going to follow the open program and break it down into different sections and then build across the year. Now, training in this section, which we're going to get into after this open is done, can be different to what a lot of you might have been used to if you've just joined the program. For those that have been on the program a couple of years, you probably are used to it now. Sessions will be broken down, so they're working specifically on either weightlifting, or it's specifically a conditioning session, or it's specifically a gymnastics session. Okay, and although they are sometimes put together into a workout, they'll be around here. Most of the time, it's broken down completely. And the closer we get into competition, the closer you start realising that things are starting to get linked in a little bit more. Okay, so hopefully that explains and it gives you a good understanding of why you're doing certain things, and a bit of reasoning behind it, and give you a bit maybe help you keep a bit more motivation during those nasty, long, boring 60-minute rowing low stroke rate intervals up here. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, and good luck with the rest of the Open.